question entirely. Because the actual question that we need to be asking is what does this man of God, what does he do?
Spouse in this particular church, because I could also fellowship in somebody else's church, and who knows if my husband is there. But also my husband could come across here in a create place too, and God could be using him here. God could be using me here.
Okay, ignorance to the law don't mean you don't go to jail. If I didn't know, you know what I'm saying?
I can.
Cause I'm moving like this, and you're moving like that. We in sync, baby, yeah. Step by step. Cause I'm moving like this, and you're moving like that. We in sync, baby, yeah. Step by step. Step by step. Step by step. We in sync, baby, yeah. Step by step. Step by step.
Female serious for no wife relationship or none of that. Y'all got it. I've already had my experiences with that. I've already tried that. I tried to do it.
You sound hurt. You sound
No.
He said, do you have any children?
I do have children. All 3 of my children born out of wedlock. Horrible decision making, horrible vetting process. Tried to do some things after that. But again, after that, I realized that, you know what? No, you can't do all those things and then still think that you gon' have access to this or that woman, think that you're gonna be able to get a gal that ain't got this bag. And I'm just like, I'm at a point to where I would rather not participate than to, basically my choice is either accept what the algorithm and what the Most High has laid out for me, or not participate. I would rather not participate because even just having a simple conversation with young ladies nowadays is pulling teeth just to get a truthful fucking answer out of them. And I just ain't got time.
It sounds like a personal problem, dog.
You sound like
no,
trauma.
it's not no. Everything is, bro. Y'all say it sound like trauma. Y'all sound like trauma.
Paul,
Wait. Go, Paul.
I just don't feel like talking over. But just a question. Don't take it insultingly. When you had your children, why did it take for you to have your children to think of the ideas that you have now?
I had these ideas with my children. The young ladies I was with.
Before?
I've been.
So you had this vetting idea.
Yes, and check this out. The young ladies convinced me, and again, this is me being foolish.
Convinced me.
Literally. Look, I was very strong. I had a very strong center line of women that I didn't want to approach, women I didn't want to talk to. Now, when I met my children's mothers, they had certain things that were in place, and then, like I said, through some talking to people who had convinced me that I was just being too strict and being too.
You are very.
You know what I mean? And I was like, and they was like, you know what, Hobbs, man, you gonna end up by yourself. You gonna have to sacrifice something. So I was like, you know what, I will sacrifice this and that to see if to try to facilitate a relationship. Once I did that, all I did was learn that all the shit that I already had in my mind about why I didn't go for these things. All I did was learn why I didn't go for them. I already knew. I never had to go through those things to know that's why I didn't go through them. But then now that I went through them, I already could confirm what I knew from the beginning.
So you would say you somewhat regret the compromises that you made?
Yeah, I know how that sounds because I have children. So basically saying that I regret.
No, that's not.
Yeah, because I can honestly say I regret the way that I have children. I would have.
Form of your relationship, not even having the
kids. I'm not talking about that.
I mean, the kids are the form. The kids come from the relationship, y'all.
Okay.
The kids come from the relationship. Y'all, this one. Listen.
We can't separate those.
This is what I'm. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is why I say it's all
you get frustrated
bullshit.
so fast.
Yeah, but he's saying aside from that aspect.
To a point, so you gotta let me lead you.
Okay, so look.
Let him talk. Let the man go. Let it go, dog.
Slow to speak, slow to anger.
So
that's another quality you want in your man of God. Thank you.
Let the man talk, bro.
And then just so we can say,
that's
bro,
biblical.
I'm literally not angry.
As long as they're
this is
applicable
literally a
things,
conversation I've had.
All right.
This is literally a conversation I've had 30,000 times, bro.
sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Paul. While the floor is clear.
I'm already ready for rebuttals. I'm ready for rebuttals. What you gonna say?
Go ahead, Paul.
I was just gonna say, so boom, you had your kids out of wedlock. You say that you regret the way that you went about it. Not to say that you regret your children altogether, but the way that you went about it, you did not need to understand before you had the children the way that you didn't want to have them, right?
Yes, but I literally was the dude in the Matrix who knew he was making the wrong decisions and still was doing it.
So you were very self-aware while you were doing them, but you still made those choices anyway. Just kind of
Yeah, I can definitely say that. I can definitely say that.
But we all as men do that.
I could definitely say that. I could definitely say that.
We all as people do
I could
that.
definitely say that even during that entire process.
Again, this isn't a
Because
attack
again,
on you.
I'm still trying
because
to
I
lead
was
you.
deep in the spiritual.
I'm
I
still
still
trying
am
to
deep
lead
in the
you somewhere.
spiritual.
Okay, but let him just keep. It's.
Go
Still
ahead.
trying to lead you somewhere. So while you were very self-aware of, it's kind of like the movie that you saw, right?
Yeah.
Someone being self-aware but still making choices in spite of that, right? Saying, I don't want to wake up from the Matrix, all right? We as people do that all the time. It's okay to be self-aware and still not accept the consequences of your actions or not want to, right? But that's
I disagree with
maturity.
that.
That's maturity.
I think it is actually immaturity to be self-aware of your actions and not want to accept the consequences for them. That got to be the most
I didn't
immature.
finish what I was saying. It's self-aware to accept those consequences of your actions while being self-aware of your entire situation. And there's nothing wrong with still having hope that you can find a better man or a better woman. There's nothing wrong. Now, the probability of that
Lessons, yes.
lowers.
But-
And it might, depending on where we at, it might lower dramatically. It's a damn near impossibility. There's nothing wrong with some people feeling like there's a chance encounter, right? You could walk up on Grand and find your dream woman. There's a chance encounter that can happen.
His dream woman is Beyonce. He's gonna walk outside and see on Grand and see Beyonce.
No, my dream woman is not Beyonce because Beyonce is married. I don't want Beyonce.
I'm not saying,
You know what
but I'm just saying, like, if that's your dream
If your
woman,
dream
That's what I'm
woman
saying.
is
But I get what
Beyonce,
he
you
said,
already
yes.
got a problem.
That's what I'm saying. Like
she don't have to be Beyonce, but a girl that looks like Beyonce.
He's talking about somebody that's talented, that's somebody who's talented, widely regarded as beautiful, widely. That's what he's saying, not the actual Beyonce.
I get that. I'm saying though, like if to you in your mind that person, you ain't even at that person level, and that's your person, you already
Now
wrong.
that, okay, now that with
Well,
what you
hold
just
on,
said,
But
right?
the level,
Let me-
hold
Let him
on.
finish.
Go ahead, boss.
Let him finish.
Go ahead.
Now, all of that, I have one more question. So, when you find your God-fearing man, the question that I would have to that is, would you accept that God-fearing man? Because he may not be the God-fearing man that you want.
Actually,
Because-
our friend Jim and I were just talking about this because, like, I'm not actively searching because what I do understand now is, and this is just biblical, that women. I know it's swept upside down now, but it's the men that pursue and the women we just present. So I understand that I'm just supposed to follow my assignment and to get draw near to God, so that in my in His will, eventually, that person and be like, this is my woman of God, this is my wife or whatever it is. And I also understand that that man might not look ideally how I think he may look. I understand that,
Well, let's get off the looks, but like-
And we might not-
I'm just
and we
throwing
might
that,
not
I'm just
look
throwing that
ideally
out there
like
because
they think
Okay.
either.
I'm just throwing that out there because I understand, because Hobbs was like, okay, let's think realistically and ideally, and because I am aware of this, and I kind of feel like I'm low key thrown into this situation right now where someone has exposed their feelings out of nowhere to me, and he's not ideally what I would have thought, but because of the attributes, because of what I'm seeing beyond just his flesh, and seeing him operating in his spirit, seeing him being obedient to God, seeing him, because that may help me be like, okay, God, this may be a leading man. But I have to consult with God and not myself, not me. All right, well, I'm gonna just see, cause God, hold on. Is this you?
What can I
What
ask?
you doing?
So are you actually hearing a voice? Like,
Oh, you get revelations, you get confirmations and stuff like that.
I want to know. Look, Terrence, I'm not being funny. I really want to know.
Y'all be on that sky going.
No, John is asking great questions. He is asking great questions, like because he's like, okay, how do you know? And I'm like, only way I can tell you is that you get into your word.
Yeah,
because
have your own
I
experience.
learned how to be more of a woman when God was like, okay, I need you to be modest and this is why. God tells you what to do and why to do it.
Okay.
But also he's so graceful. I want to touch on grace. He is so graceful, and right now. Earlier you said like some people, like us women, we may feel like we're not qualified, and we do get into a state where we feel like where we are still qualified with our consequences, and we go through a stage where we do feel like we disqualified, but it's women that stay in that and they sad, they depressed, and they stay with men that beat and hurt them and do whatever, but the women that get out of that off the grace of God, they start having that worthiness back. And men, you are in that authority too. You get that worthiness back too. You have 3 kids or whatever, and you may feel like you're not qualified for a woman that ain't got nothing that'll take you. I'm not saying that you do, but I'm just saying you're I'm not saying that. Can I finish? I'm just saying that you're worthy. And God knows that you're worthy, and you have that grace. Shed that some more grace on yourself, and some woman's gonna come across you and shed grace on you and say, you know what, I don't care about that. I'm gonna fight through this with you, and that's really what love and marriage is really, really about. Because you're not gonna always. I understand. I'm not gonna always love and like my spouse. I know that, but I can't even divorce you, and. You used to back in the day, but you can't anymore because of whatever, but that's another context. It's just about being graceful and, don't condemn yourself, because God's like...
I never condemn myself. I'm just realistic with things that have happened, you know what I mean? And I apply these going forward. So again, I don't think that I'm disqualifying from this and that, because I understand that although there's a universal law that governs all of us, there are also creature-specific natural laws that govern us. And I understand that for me as a man, even though I've made mistakes, if I build myself, as much as it is a beautiful thing to build myself spiritually, those are things that I should pursue for my own righteous, selfish salvation. But as far as trying to attain the woman that I desire, all I got to do is, build in the things that are desirable from women. And women can say that it's this, that, and the other, but history, observable reality, and everything proves over and over and over again what's important to women. And long as I have some or a lot of whatever is important to women, I will have a woman.
Yeah. I mean, it's not up to us, mankind. It's up to the Creator. And that's all it is. And that's why I keep...
Literally,
did the Creator not give us? Wait a minute. Did the Creator?
Christians got to stop getting away with that.
Did the Creator not instill free will?
Wow.
Did the Creator not instill free will?
Thank you.
So can I explain the free will?
Wait a minute.
Before
you explain the free will, just answer the question.
You have to
choose God. If you
God.
Explain the free will, then it's clearly a yes.
See, but you know what though? Stuff like that is exactly what I be talking about.
Okay.
Like literally just asking a question that needs a yes or no answer.
No, you
cannot get a yes or no
answer. No, you have to
out of
choose
y'all.
God.
You can't even get.
You have to.
If we ask y'all yes or no, y'all gonna say, well,
life.
maybe it's not. Maybe
Okay,
it's
but
not
I feel
always.
like-
I didn't say that though.
You cannot say yes or no, y'all.
Listen, because you, in a sense, you literally, just because we don't lead with our yes or no and we start with an explanation, every question that has been asked to you, it started with a yes or no, but it still went straight into an explanation. You didn't.
That's cap. Every question this man asked me, I answered it directly. Every
you
question y'all
answered it
asked
directly
me,
with a but.
no, I didn't.
So we just go straight to our but. That's the only difference.
Thank you. Hey, I didn't. You just literally made that up because you just cannot accept.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You just cannot accept that I answered the questions plainly. So she had to make it up. But again, right there, I hope. No. I want you to. I hope you go back and watch this podcast and see that I've answered every plain question, and I want you to see how you responded to it, and then I want you to actually see how that proves, how that speaks to what I'm saying about why I choose not to participate, y'all. It's all bullcrap, y'all. Literally everything that y'all say and be on be bullcrap. We can't get to no real understandings. Everything is full of fiction. Y'all say y'all read the Bible and all that, but then when you bring anything out of the Bible, it's, oh, well, what about this? And whoa, well, what about that? Yes, it is. I brought up so many things about the Bible. About how y'all saying that God is your authority. God, your authority told you to get a husband. That's who your authority is. God told you. Yes, he did. Check this out. Check this out. Do y'all know what page marriage is talked about in the Bible?
Tell us.
The first few pages. The first few. That's how important it is. You ain't gotta flip through there. It's on the second page, right there.
He talks about
it's on
it
the
more
second
in the
page,
book
yo.
of Ephesians, and then he talk about it.
So
more
how can y'all be sitting up here talking about building up a church, building up a relationship, building up a family, and everything they talk about building it has to do with their self-spiritual, their self-healing, and all that. It has nothing to do with their role and duty, responsibility, and how they blend with a man. And then on top of that, they talk about after they do these things, what they deserve, right? What man deserves. So then what's the man that deserves to come to the woman that had 10, 15, 20, 30 sexual partners, kids out of wedlock, babies, all this other student loan debt? What's the man that deserves that? The God-fearing one? Exactly.
No, Grace.
The God-fearing one is the one who deserves the woman that he got to come in and pay all her student loan debt from past relationships that she did. Take care of a kid that he didn't make.
Everybody get grace.
That's what the God-fearing man deserves. Oh, and because of grace, he should just take that on.
That's that man decision, bro. That's that.
It is that man decision, but I'm just saying, like, why is it not that is that man decision? You're totally right about that. That is true. That's that man decision. But why is there not like heavy homage paid to that? It should be like she should be hugged, bro. Because as men, we are the closest representation of God on this earth. As black men, especially. We are the closest representation to God on this earth. Look, just saying that makes them. Oh, we can be niggas, spicks, coons, and everything, but we can't be God.
Hear me out. We the closest representation, but if we not representing God, then what we looking at, bro?
Well, how we ain't representing God? Look what you do. What I call you and Ferg every time I come in here.
Listen. I know what you saying. You talking about in a worldly way, bro. That's like, bro.
Did you not?
What other way is that?
We are here, bro. We are here,
bro. Listen.
Every time I come here, I call you and Trail God and Jesus the Christ.
What did I say? What did I say earlier? What I said earlier about the ideas. The most important thing is an idea, but the idea come from your spirit, bro. They can't see your idea until you bring it into real life. But your idea got to come from you. Your actions is a part of your idea. The way that you act when we talk about God-fearing man, God-fearing woman, all this other stuff is, bro, it's like just like how we created this place, you create yourself. You create your existence in the way that you are and the way that you act. And then your reality is an unraveling of that. If we didn't create this right here, we wouldn't be having this podcast, wouldn't have this conversation. None of this would be happening right now. But because of our idea, these are the consequences. Consequences always associated with negative, but it ain't always negative. It's just like the opposite side of what you do. You know, the opposite side of what you can control. You know what I mean? And it's just like, look, everything ain't gonna be perfect. Yeah, the God-fearing man may not always get the praise. We're not gonna say he doesn't get praise or he doesn't get what he deserves or he doesn't get the things. Bro, God-fearing people in general deserve to get whatever they deserve to get. Every individual in the world deserves to get what they deserve to get. Let's just be 100% honest. And we're gonna talk about the law of the harvest, where it's like you reap what you sow, bro. Literally. Like it ain't no way of changing it. You plant oranges, you gonna get orange. You plant orange seeds, you gonna get an orange tree. You plant mango seeds, you're gonna get a mango tree. You're not gonna plant mango seeds and get fish. You're not gonna plant mango seeds and get bread. You're not gonna get that. So you gotta think about that aspect of living too. So when we go back to the vanilla sky, whole everything, it's like, bro, what you putting in is what you getting out. However you want to look at that, however you decide to like shape that and you form that reality for yourself is how you decide to believe and be delusional or have that lack of awareness or lack of maturity, like we said earlier. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's all based on what we putting in. If we ain't if we don't have it, guess what?
But what is this man of God
we ain't putting it in? I'm sorry. If we ain't have it, if we don't have it, it's either not yours or you not.
Nobody's answering the question. What is this man of God? No, I read the Bible.
What's the question?
I feel like I'm a man of God.
What's the question? What's the question?
My question to these two lovely young women right here.
I already answered this for you.
You have been answering throughout the conversation. What I want to know from Terrace, because she has only given me sentiments. What I'm saying,
because I'm still a student. I'm still learning what my man of God is going to be doing. I don't have an answer. Does that answer your question now?
That does.
Okay.
That actually does.
I'm still learning.
That really does, actually. Yes. Yeah. That's an honest and truthful answer. Yes.
I'll take that.
Okay.
Now for you, Ja, I'm not gonna. Now for you, now you said you a man of God, okay? So how you say you've attested that. What are things that you do that let you know that you're a man of God?
For me, I am a man of service. I am very selflessly giving. I feel like I am very astute in my studies as far as my spiritual practices. I go to church. I sing in the choir.
That's serving.
Like I do things that I feel like make me a man of God.
Bro, all of those is just worldly acts, religious, bro.
But again, we are only known by our worldly acts, Ferg.
No,
as much as I want to go with you
listen to what I said. No, listen to what I said. Outside of what
sentiments,
you're doing, outside of what you're doing on the outside, what's happening on the inside?
But again, that's my point. That's my point.
You mentioned everything. But my point is, you mentioned everything on the outside. You mentioned everything on the. You mentioned your acts. The Bible say, listen, for grace are ye saved through faith. For it is not of works.
Yes.
It's
Bro,
not of. It's
bro,
not of
I ain't gonna lie.
works. It's a
I
gift
do-
of God. It's free.
I do
You ain't
get
gotta
what-
do nothing but give your life to God
And have faith.
and
yeah.
right and believe. Right.
Yeah, because you're saved
You
by
know?
the faith.
Saved
You're
by
the
faith.
grace of
No,
faith.
no,
But
no,
faith
no.
without works is dead. So if you believe, you're
God
gonna
does business.
automatically
My
go.
pastor even said that God does
the
business
work
with those
ain't
who
just
mean
on the
business.
outside.
Come on
outward.
now, you gotta have
know,
some
it ain't
intention.
just on the outside outward doing for other
Yes,
people.
it's the
I can't
circumcision
say-
of the heart. I know.
I can't say I care about
understand
homeless
that.
people and I pass homeless people on the street and don't give them $1.
Yeah.
What do you?
But
Okay,
I
so you
see-
said
I
you're a
see
friend.
what
You
Ferg
said you're a
said.
God-fearing man, which is something that this conversation was about, right? And the biggest thing that
No, man of God.
man of God, okay,
What's the
man
difference?
Right, I'm finna
That-
say
those
y'all-
two
Listen,
different
just we some semantics. All right.
Semantics.
So
Look,
why make a difference?
There should be a difference.
There's a
Look.
difference.
Okay, so you said you're a man of God, right? All right, so please, so look. So as a man of God, what is your view on one of the most important institutes, not even one of the most, it's the most important
most
institute
important.
of
Ask the
that
question.
God has built, which
Ask-
is marriage,
Right.
which is what this conversation has been about. All right? So,
What is my views on it? I want
Yes.
to be married.
okay. So as a man of God, those same questions you was asking Dre Shauna about the practices that the man of God is doing, are you doing any of those practices that you challenged her on her man?
And just to help you out, because Ferg just brought up the significance that I pretty much already been speaking on, is the inside of the spirit. So you was asking me about fornication. Are you denying your flesh and your spirit of
No.
lust to honor your body of the temple of God?
So you said he said no. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not even. I wasn't gonna say that. I just said the practice.
That-
I
that-
wasn't
that-
gonna-
but-
I
but
wasn't
I
gonna
was-
say the practice.
I was giving an
You know,
example
I know what she
because
was
he
talking
keep-
about.
because he
I know
keeps
what she was talking about,
asking,
but
like, he wants
I
to-
already knew what she was talking about.
Yeah,
But that's of
but
course the
that's
example I was
Because I
using.
wanna know specific
he
things.
wanted to know a specific thing, and I was trying to get
I
him
was
a
gonna go there.
full-blown-
If you would have asked me
And that's just
specifically,
one
I
of
would have
them.
said that. But
Yeah.
since she did it, fine. So you're
Yeah.
not fornicating. So you are. So basically, now that honestly is one of the biggest. It's almost like low key. If you're doing that, you can't even say. I'm not gonna say you can't but
You can.
it's
But
almost like, come on, bro. You hella far away.
There are
You hella far away.
literal pastors that was fornicating.
Bro, you can't compare
Okay,
yourself
and what
to
does
these
what
other
does what does
people.
scripture say about
Yeah,
pastors?
your
Woe to the
judgment ain't
pastors
attached
for
to
they
them.
woe to the pastors for they mislead my flock.
Right.
So many
I haven't-
people
That's
probably
scripture.
talk about
God
it.
But again, I don't mislead
all of
anybody.
them.
Look at
Okay.
Paul. Look at
So okay, so let me ask you this.
Look at David.
Now
Look at
you
all
said
of
you're
them.
fornicating, okay? All right. So
But y'all feeding into my point because my point wasn't to say for y'all to agree that I'm a man of God. It was just to say if I say I'm a man of God, then y'all can make the judgment and say, well, I don't think you are because you do this, and this.
yes, but when we ask y'all about what y'all man of God is, there's a
Then
vein.
I can't
describe it.
I can't describe
see it.
what he would do.
I don't know what he would do.
I don't know what he
but
look
we
like.
challenge him on if he
Okay,
man of
so-
God. You know, oh, you're doing that. Oh, that's some bullshit.
But they
Oh, that's
challenge
some
you
bullshit.
based on your
But that's
standards.
my point.
But,
So, but I'm
no,
saying,
we
but
base
that's
them
where
on
the
biblical
discernment
standards
come
because that's
into-
where they say the standards come from. So
Yes.
we're only using biblical standards. We're not using John's standards. We're going straight to the Bible and
Right.
straight using
Because
biblical
the standards
standards.
that I do know that you're doing is not my man of God. But all of the things that my man of God is going to be doing, I don't know.
But what
So-
I'm saying is that
so
if you're coming
if
from
John
the
was to
Bible,
come to me-
that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all trying to make it seem like each, if relationships are biblically based, like what y'all saying, y'all try to make it seem like different people can have different experiences and really no. We all live in different lives. We all live in the same lives at different addresses, yo. So if we are all,
Not really. Not
bro,
really.
we are, bro.
Not
there's
really.
not there's only a slight variation between what
bro.
we
It's all
experience.
based on your belief.
There's
It's all
only
based
slight
on your belief.
variations between what we experience. All of
believe
us
in
finna
God.
get out of here and drive a car. There's variations on the model and the year, but we all finna go experience that. So there's only variations on what we can experience.
Because some people ain't never ride in no car, bro.
So can I?
Okay, so let me just finish my point though. The point I'm making is this: is that if Ferg and his lady have a biblical based union, and you and your spouse have a biblical based union, and you and your spouse have a biblical based union, and you and your spouse have a biblical based union, you sure there may be slight variations on what's going on, but honestly, a good 70% of y'all relationships should look the same. Because y'all had the same practices, same beliefs.
It should look the
Something
same.
like that, but they're not the same people, bro.
I know, and that's where the 30% wiggle room come in because this person and that person. But if y'all are God fearing, and then if you God fearing, y'all personality should be the same because God says, "Lean not on thine own understanding. Do my ways, practice my habits."
Personality.
Right, but bro, everybody different. Like everybody don't wear the same shoe size, dog.
I know, but you know what? Everybody
That's
do
not
got
gonna work at the
bullshit.
pearly gates.
That's what everybody got.
Can
Some
I-
bullshit
can I-
to serve up.
Can I
to
use
explain
an
away why they don't follow
I'm gonna
their
let you
own
go,
doctrines, y'all.
but I just want y'all to understand. None of these qualifications, or anything that y'all trying to heap upon, trying to say people aren't perfect, are gonna work at the pearly gates.
Nobody
okay?
said that. Nobody. Actually, I just told you that I'm
It's
saved.
all about.
No, nobody said that. I just told you
I'm
that
not
I'm
against judgment.
saved.
Judge me, but just
I'm-
make sure you judge the whole thing. Just judge the whole thing.
You judge according to the
No.
person's
And they
character.
will.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Just
No.
don't talk about me being loud, but also talk about me being charitable, giving back to these goddamn
Of
kids.
course.
Talk about all that.
We
you know what I'm saying?
We
Don't
are
talk about the
supposed to
shit where- don't talk about the part where I made you mad.
But is that why you're doing it? Is that why you're doing it? Are you doing it
Yes.
just for them to talk about it? Because guess what? The Bible
No,
talk about
no.
that. The
I'm
Bible
not-
talk
Do
about
not-
that.
do not
If you're
use
gonna
this
judge
word
the
as
Bible,
a
the whole
stage.
thing.
Listen,
Just like I
listen.
had told
Judge
you
the
that
whole
I said
thing.
when
The Bible
we do
talk
stuff,
about
we
it.
we don't do it to get the glory. We do it to give the glory back to
Listen,
God.
if you're doing it for the glory, guess what? That's your reward right there.
Word right there.
That's
It's-
it.
It's scripture.
Ain't nothing else to it for you. That's it. So
I
you
know
want to
it
praise
right
the
now.
people and they're giving you the praise, but you saying, give me the praise. And if you ain't getting the praise, but you doing the act, you should be okay with that.
Honestly, if you ain't getting no glory for the act, you can't even give it to the Most High. If nobody's like, dang, you can't even be like, yeah, hey man, hey, it's the God in me that made
No.
that. It's
You
the God in me
can
that made
still
that.
give it to the Most High, bro. You can still give it. It's up to you. It's up to you to do that. It ain't up to them to give it to God
And
for
it
you.
don't take
When
a
they,
plethora of people or anything like when you do that act or whatever the act is.
And they be
if
like,
you give it
dang,
to
you
them
you
kids,
did that. You be
them
like, hey,
kids
it's
not
all God.
appreciative of that.
That's when you do that.
See,
You
but
gotta get the glory first, though.
Even sometimes,
to give it the glory.
Even sometimes, that all God don't always be all God, bro. Let's be 100% real. Like sometimes people be quick to say, "Oh yeah, all glory to God," but this is like they trying to say it in relation to God to them.
It
You know what I
starts
mean?
in your
Yeah,
heart.
they don't actually-
It starts in your heart.
Right.
If I was to do a charity right now, am I doing this for content or if I'm doing this to give back for the glory of God? So it starts in your heart. Everybody is not always like intentional about that. Maybe they're like, okay, I just want to show people that I give back. I just want to show. Are you showing God
See,
or
but
are you
this-
showing
but-
the world? And that's what God is saying. And God is saying, okay, well that show that you want to put on for, that's the only reward that you're going to get.
Right.
That's
No.
all you're
No,
going to get.
no. The Most High literally
says.
says that all labor that a man doeth is for his mouth. So that's literally either to feed itself or to brag about doing something. And then it says that all labor that man, that's just mankind, doeth under the sun is vain. For when you pass away, it won't even be remembered.
You ready?
You know what I'm saying? So literally,
I'm finna read it.
read what?
Give it to the needy.
Okay,
I'm finna
I'm not
read
talking
exactly
about.
in context.
But even if you give to the needy, like I said, if I
the
give
end of the
$1 to a homeless person, I don't need Paul to come up to me and tell me, "Hey man, appreciate you. That's a great thing that you did by
Exactly.
giving him $1."
100%.
All I
100%.
need, the glory comes from that person saying thank you.
Thank you.
But I mean, when they say
hundreds,
God, I'm
and then
talking
give
about
him
it in
nothing.
your heart. I ain't talking about it in your pocket.
just,
I'm
you
talking
know.
about it in your heart. If you ain't got it in your
It's
heart,
your heart
you
posture.
can have all the money in the world.
And he says that he's like, okay, for the people that is doing this, is using my world and my creation as a stage. That's the only reward that you're going to get. That their heart posture, not because they the best person in the world, because their heart posture is where it's supposed to be at.
Cause I'm moving like this, and you're moving like